previous part we have seen types of proof, direct and indirect. Today in this part of the video we are going to learn in detail about direct proof and indirect proof. So our first theorem is related with the direct proof. Okay, so let's see what it is. Now see, this is the diagram of our first theorem. Here, what is the theorem? The opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are of equal measure. This we have to prove. The opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines. It means what? Two intersecting lines are provided to us. Two intersecting lines are given to us. Are of equal measure. We have to prove that the opposite angles so formed by these two intersecting lines are measuring equal. See how? Now here in given part, you have to always start with given, then to prove, and then we will write the proof part. So here, what is given to you? Line AB and line CD intersect each other at point O. These two lines are intersecting at point O. Right? Now, here, if these are the intersecting lines, how they are formed? By A dash, O dash, B. This is the betweenness. O lies between A and B. Same way, also, or and you can write C dash, O dash, D. Right? Now what you have to prove is the opposite angles are equal in measure. So we have two pairs of opposite angle. First pair is AOC and BOD. So I'll write angle AOC equal to angle BOD. And the second pair is BOC and AOD. So second pair is angle BOC equal to angle AOD. So we'll start with our first proof. Okay, how to prove this? Now here in this whole figure, I'll take this part AOC and BOC first. Now here, if I take it separately like this, it is AB and O and C is somewhere here. If I take AOC plus BOC, it means what? When we add these two angles, it is equal to 180 degree because the angles form a linear pair. So, what I am going to write is angle AOC plus angle BOC equals to 180 degree. This will be our equation 1, and the reason for this is angles in a linear pair. This is the reason. Angles, these two, sum of two angle equals to 180. It means they are angles in a linear pair. Same way, now I'll take these two, angle BOC and BOD. Now why I am taking BOC and BOD? Because if BOC is the common value, common angle, I can cancel this so that these two angles will be equal in measure. If I take these two, AOC, BOD, and then AOD and BOD, then we'll not get two vertically opposite angles. So I'll take this BOC as common. So the second one will be also angle BOC plus angle BOD equals to 180 degree. This is my second equation, and reason will be the same, angles in a linear pair. Now you can see in equation 1 and 2 both the angles measures 180 degree, means sum of both the angles measures 180. So instead of 180 means if I cancel 180 common, then what I can get from equation 1 and 2? AOC plus BOC on one side and BOC plus BOD on the other side, because both are equal to 180. So from equation 1 and 2, angle AOC plus angle BOC is equal to angle BOC plus angle BOD. Right? This is from equation 1 and 2. Right? This will be the reason, and every time you are writing the statement you have to mention the reasons also. It is compulsory. So AOC plus BOC is equal to BOC plus BOD. Now this BOC and BOC, they are common, so we can cancel them. Okay? So what I am going to get is angle AOC is equal angle BOD. Right? Hence it is proved that angle AOC is equal to angle BOD. AOC is equal to BOD, that is they are opposite angles, or we can say vertically opposite angles. We got this first part. The same way, if you see in your textbook, it is stated in the last line that angle BOC is equal to angle AOD. Similarly, we can prove this part also, but it is not mentioned in detail. But in case you want to write, you can again solve the same way. Like, I'll take this BOC first now. BOC plus BOD. Right? BOC plus BOD is equal to 180 degree. If I take like that, see here, in short I am going to explain you. Angle BOC plus angle BOD is equal to 180 degree. This will be your equation 3. Angle BOD plus angle AOD is equal to 180 degree. Equation 4. Same angles in a linear pair, right? So here, if I take BOD, BOD will be cancelled, and I'll get BOC is equal to angle AOD. BOC is equal to AOD, right? This way we can prove that the second part also is equal. Angle BOC is also equal to angle AOD. This we can prove in this second part, right? So here our first theorem is over. Now we'll see our second proof, that is indirect proof, and the statement provided to you is a prime number greater than 2 is odd. We have to prove this in an indirect way. Now, if this is the statement given to you, what will be its conditional statement? For framing a conditional statement, we will apply if and then. So, I'll put if and then and frame this statement as a conditional one again. Now, see, a prime number greater than 2 is odd. So, I'll write if P is a prime number, if P is a prime number greater than 2, then it is odd. Okay? If P is a prime number greater than 2, then it is odd. Now what usually we do in indirect proof is this consequent part, means the second part we take it as false. Okay? So here what is given to you, this will see in proof part how to take. So directly starting with given, what is given to you? P is a prime number. If P is a prime number, it means what? Only 1 and P are its divisor. As you all know that in a prime number, the number can be divisible by itself and 1. So here P is divisible by P and 1. This is given. Now what we have to prove is P is an odd number. Right? A prime number greater than 2 is odd. So P is an odd number that we have to prove. Then we'll see how to prove it. Now, as I said, I'll take the consequent part, this part, as false. It means what? It is said that if p is a prime number greater than 2, then it is odd. And I'll take the assumption that it is not odd. Means I have to make the statement false. So here I write, let p is not an odd number. P is not an odd number. If P is not odd, it can be even number. Therefore, P is an even number. Now, if P is even number, then therefore P is divisible by 2. This can be our equation 1. See what I did? I had assumed it as false and I made it as even number. Okay? Then it is odd. P is an odd number. But what we assumed? P is not an odd number. Then what? If it is not odd, then it can be even. So P is an even number. If it is even number, even means 2, 4, 6, 8, the numbers which are divisible by 2. So P, if it is an even number, it is divisible by 2. But in your given part, it is stated that it is only divisible by 1 and itself. But P is divisible by 1 and P. This is your second equation which is given to you. It means what? Here we are contradicting. Our first statement says that it is divisible by 2. But our second statement says, second equation says, it is only divisible by 1 and P. It means what? Whatever we assumed was wrong and a prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. Okay? So this way we can conclude that a prime number from equation 1 and 2, we'll start from here, from equation 1 and 2, we can conclude that our assumption was wrong and a prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. Understood? Now we'll see our exercise practice set 1.3 in next part. Thank you.